Last week was such a blessing to me just to think about the holy garments designed by Yehovah. Still amazes me. What a wonderful gift from the priests, to the priests, to the people, the tabernacle. All of that is a blessing. It's just a gift. The original plan was for everyone, that is the entire tribe of Israel, the entire group, to become a kingdom of priests. But due to the rejection, due to the behaviors and other things, we ended up with Aaron's bloodline being the priests and the tribe of Levites being the set apart ones, instead of the entire kingdom being a priest. I'm thankful that we are all now priests. We're back to the original agreement. We are all the kingdom of priests, a holy nation by the blood and the authority of Yeshua, Jesus himself. Welcome to Reconcile with the Kingdom, where we're working towards becoming a harmony of the whole word of truth. My name is Patrice Robinson, and I appreciate you coming on today. Hit that subscribe button, comment, share this video as a way of you showing your support. And don't forget that bell. We're going to go through the significant events of Exodus chapters 31 through 33. Chapter 31. Here we have the same Holy Spirit from the creation, in its wisdom, in its knowledge and understanding, indwelling in her grandson Bezalel to do all manners of craftsman work. This was work with gold, silver, brass, and timber. And then you have Oholiab from the tribe of Judah and others with the heart to do the skill, who was also given the same spirit to do the work of the priestly garments. We have the tabernacle, we have the Ark of Covenant, all this surrounding the service, and so that Yehovah can dwell among his people. Then we have Yehovah explaining the reasons for the Sabbaths. Remember, he stated Sabbaths, that's more than one, not a singular Sabbath. Yehovah said this will be a sign between you and me. This is a permanent sign. The Sabbath is a sign. Yehovah gave Moses the 2 tablets as they ended their discussion while he was in the mountain for 40 days. Chapter 32. Here we have the infamous golden calf. After creating this golden calf, they rose up the next morning offering offerings and playing, whatever playing may mean. Some people say it means orgy or having a feast for others. Yehovah sent Moses down the mountain because the people have already replaced him with the God made of their hands and broken the blood covenant. They broke the covenant right here. This is where the blood covenant was broken, and he was ready to destroy them. Moses steps in and immediately starts advocating for the people in the presence of Yehovah. He didn't even know the situation himself, but he immediately started advocating for his people. Moses brought up to Yehovah the promise that he made to Abraham, and he was asking him, what do you think the other nations going to think? They will believe that your motives was evil intent. And he already explained to him what he's already done for his people so far. But when Moses got down there, oh my goodness, he was highly upset. He threw the tablets. But he turned that calf into dust and made them drink it. And then he questioned Aaron. Like, Aaron, what in the world could have allowed you to do this? Because Aaron been with Moses from the very beginning, so he knew who Yehovah was. But Aaron gave in to the people, and Aaron blamed the people and then say something very interesting. I think the calf just popped out. No, they created the calf. Well, it was time for the people to choose. This is the moment of choice. You already broke the covenant. You already broke the blood covenant. This is over with. You know, you broke the blood covenant. So he says, who's going to stand? Well, we know the tribe of Levi stood. And at that time, there was 3,000 people that were killed. These are the people who decided not to walk with Yehovah. They wanted a God of their own choosing, and they wanted to stay among the camp. No siree. So the Levites killed 3,000 people. Then we have Moses going to the mount to make an atonement for the people because of their sin. This is the first place that I found that we recognize that there is a Lamb's Book of Life. Moses was willing to sacrifice himself to be removed out of Lamb's Book of Life to save Yehovah's people. And of course we know Yehovah said, he chooses who goes in his book and who's not in his book. Chapter 33. The people's ways were so displeasing to Yehovah, and he said, hey, I cannot go with you. I have to send an angel to go with you because basically I will end up killing them all. No one will make it to the promised land because the people are so hardened of heart, so stubborn, and did not listen and always getting themselves in something. He said, you're not going to make it. No one's going to make it if I come along with you. So this is where he sends his angel. So he said, I will destroy you before you make it to the promised land. So they went in the morning and took off their ornaments in the way of repenting from what they had did. Afterwards, Moses went into the tabernacle in the tent of meeting and spoke to Yehovah. And we really can learn a lot when we listen to the way Moses was praying to Yehovah. The focus today is abandonment. Just the word abandonment. As I was reading chapter 32 with the golden calf, like many of you, I first thought, I could have never done that. How can anyone see all that power? He led us out of Egypt. He gave us bread from heaven, gave us quail. He tried to talk to us from the mountain. How can anyone see that much and reject him? Well, we may not see all of that, but we see other things and still reject him. Each one of us in our own little lives have experienced some type of miracle, some type of blessing. We actually can see the earth sitting just sitting there in space. No strings, nothing holding it. It's just floating in space. And think nothing about him. We can see the animals, the bugs, everyone. They're following a protocol and don't think of him. We can see the sun, the moon, and the stars that also follows a protocol and wouldn't think of him. The sun rises every morning. The moon gives all its light every night, along with the stars, faithfully, from what he spoke in Genesis chapter 1. And we think nothing of him. Instead, we're all guilty. Let me speak of myself. I'm guilty of thinking of my own little world of problems and challenges that sometimes become difficult to lift him up. Guilty. Done it. Been there. This book is for our learning because we are falling in the same traps. That looks different. It's the same trap, but designed a little different. But it's the same trap. It's the same thing. Now, our God might not be the golden calf, but our God can be material things. It can be our houses, our cars, our children. Full of pride, stubbornness, and many more. Exodus is not just written to show you what the children of Israel was doing and saying. It's to show us ourselves what we're doing and what we're saying every single day. Instead of us saying that couldn't be me. No, that couldn't be. I wouldn't do that. Maybe what we should be saying is, give me a clean heart. Give me a mind to serve you, because this road isn't easy. Yehovah, I need your help. I need your help to stay with you. I cannot do this by myself because I will be consumed by this world. And this world is willing to swallow me up. Remember this story, the book of Exodus. Remember this story. Remember the children of Israel, what they were saying. See, what the problem is that we think of them as farmers. We think of them as just old thinking type of people. But this story is our story, but in a different way. Remember, there is a lot of lessons that we can learn from the book of Exodus, from what the people were doing. We're doing the same thing, but in a different way. As always, man does not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yehovah. Next week, Torah Chat Points will be from Exodus chapters 34 through 36. And don't forget to join me on Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. as we continue with Hanukkah versus Christmas. And I appreciate you stopping by today. Thank you.